7. Better solutions than nursing homes that are both economical and happy. Hey there, welcome to today's video. Let me ask you something. When you think about growing old, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most of us, it's probably the idea of nursing homes. After all, that's where society tells us elderly people should go when they can't care for themselves, right? But here's the thing. Nursing homes, with their cold, institutional vibe and impersonal care, aren't the only option. In fact, they might not even be the best one. Now, I know this might sound surprising. We've all heard the stories or seen the commercials, but have you ever stopped to ask, are we really giving our loved ones the best care possible? Are there better, more affordable solutions that can bring joy and dignity to their lives? What if there's a way to keep our elderly loved ones in familiar surroundings, surrounded by love, connection, and care, without breaking the bank or feeling like they've been forgotten in a sterile, overcrowded facility? Today, we're diving into 7 incredible solutions that go beyond the old nursing home model. These are solutions that are economical, practical, and most importantly, joyful. Whether it's bringing care directly to their homes, building communities that thrive together, or utilizing technology to keep them independent, we've got a ton of ideas that can help make aging a whole lot more fulfilling. So, stay with me for the next few minutes as we explore ways to change the narrative around elder care. Let's get started and discover how we can create a future where aging doesn't mean losing independence. It means thriving in new and exciting ways. Part 1. Home care. The comfort of familiarity. All right, let's kick things off with home care. One of the most heartwarming and economical options out there. Imagine this. Instead of sending your loved one off to a nursing home, what if you could bring the care directly to their home? Picture them still surrounded by the things that bring them comfort. Their favorite chair, family photos, maybe even their beloved pet. Home care allows elderly individuals to stay in their own environment while still receiving the support they need. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds nice, but is it really practical? It's more practical than you might think. Home care comes in 2 main forms: non-medical assistance, which helps with daily tasks like meal preparation, housekeeping, or companionship, and medical home care, which provides more specific care needs, like administering medication or managing chronic conditions. Here's why it works. Familiar surroundings. Aging in a place where they feel safe and comfortable boosts mental health. There's something about being in your own home that keeps you connected, grounded, and happy. Personalized care. One-on-one care means more attention, less crowding, and a more meaningful relationship with the caregiver. Affordable. When you compare the costs of a full-time nursing home facility to the price of home care, it's often the more economical choice. Sure, it still requires some investment, but it's usually far less of a strain on the wallet. But like anything, it comes with its challenges. One issue families often face is finding reliable caregivers. The last thing anyone wants is a stranger in their home who isn't trustworthy or professional. Then there's the emotional aspect. Taking care of a loved one can feel like a huge responsibility. What if you don't have the time or energy to manage it all? Well, that's where it helps to have a network of family and friends, and maybe even a bit of outside help. Still, home care allows elderly people to maintain their dignity, independence, and emotional well-being. And let's face it, nothing beats the familiarity of your own space. Part 2. Assisted living communities. Independence with support. Next up, let's talk about assisted living communities, a bit like a happy middle ground between nursing homes and staying at home. These communities offer a unique balance of independence and support. It's a place where seniors can live in their own apartments or rooms, but still have access to the services they need, like help with daily activities, medication reminders, and transportation. Why might this be a great option? A sense of community. One of the hardest things about aging is the feeling of isolation. Assisted living provides a built-in community, so your loved one isn't alone. They have the chance to socialize, attend activities, and interact with others who are going through similar stages in life. 24/7 care. Unlike home care, there's always someone on site. Whether it's medical emergencies or just a little help getting out of bed, having someone around 24/7 gives peace of mind for both the individual and their family. More affordable than nursing homes. While this still requires an investment, assisted living is typically less expensive than a full nursing home. There are a variety of pricing options, depending on the level of care needed, and many communities offer customizable plans to suit different budgets. But of course, it's not all perfect. The downside: less privacy than living at home. While assisted living offers apartments, they're still part of a larger facility. And, like home care, it can still feel somewhat impersonal, especially if the staff is stretched thin. However, for those who want a balance, a place where they can still have their own space and live as independently as possible, but with help when needed, assisted living might be the perfect fit. Part 3. Intergenerational living, bridging the gap between generations. Now let's talk about something a little different. Intergenerational living. Imagine your elderly loved one living in a home with children, young adults, and other seniors, working together, learning from one another, and supporting each other. That's the beauty of intergenerational living. What is it? It's when multiple generations live together in a shared space. In some cases, families may come together to create a space that fosters mutual support and care. In other cases, seniors may live in communities or buildings where young people and families also live. The interaction between the generations can be incredibly beneficial, especially for elderly individuals. Why should this be considered? Emotional connection. Young people can bring joy, energy, and a sense of purpose to older generations, while seniors provide wisdom, guidance, and stability in return. It's a win-win. Affordability. Intergenerational living can help families save money by sharing household costs, resources, and responsibilities. Whether it's rent, food, or other expenses, families can ease the financial burden by pooling together. Holistic approach to care. This kind of living encourages everyone to take part in caregiving. It's not just about the elderly person being cared for. It's about a shared responsibility within the family or community, creating a strong network of support. But it's not without challenges. For example, it might be hard to find the right balance of privacy and togetherness. You have to ensure there's enough space for everyone to feel comfortable. Additionally, the emotional and physical demands of caregiving can sometimes be overwhelming if expectations aren't clear from the start. But when it works, intergenerational living can create a deep, rich sense of connection and support. There's something truly beautiful about families and communities coming together to care for one another across generations. Part 4. Co-housing and senior villages, community-led solutions. Let's move on to something even more collaborative: co-housing and senior villages. These community-led living solutions are gaining traction around the world. Think of them as a sort of hybrid between assisted living and the independence of your own home, but with a stronger sense of community. What are co-housing and senior villages? Co-housing is a community where people of all ages live in individual homes or apartments, but they share common spaces and resources. Senior villages, on the other hand, are communities specifically for older adults who are looking for affordable, supportive living environments but still want to maintain a level of independence. These villages often focus on things like mutual support, shared resources, and creating a space where seniors can thrive together. Why is this a good option? Strong social networks. People living in these communities often form strong bonds. Seniors have access to one another for companionship, mutual support, and even just having someone to talk to. Shared resources. Instead of each individual senior managing their own household costs, resources like food, gardening, and caretaking are shared. This can dramatically reduce the overall cost of living. Independence. In these communities, individuals can still have their own space, but the support of the community is always there. It's like living with a safety net. The downside? It can be a bit tricky to find the right fit, and it requires a lot of planning and cooperation to make sure everyone gets along. And as with all community living, you'll have to be comfortable with a certain level of shared responsibility. But when done right, co-housing in senior villages create a space where aging doesn't feel isolating. It feels like an opportunity to grow, share, and experience life in a new way. Part 5. Aging in place with technological assistance. Now let's explore aging in place with technological assistance. Here's a fascinating thought. What if we could make it so that our elderly loved ones could continue to live comfortably and independently in their own homes, but with a little extra help from technology? This is one of the most innovative solutions available today, and it's both practical and incredibly empowering. What does aging in place mean? Simply put, it's about allowing elderly individuals to stay in their homes for as long as possible, while technology and supportive services help them maintain their independence and manage health needs. How does technology help with aging in place? Smart home devices. From voice-activated assistants like Amazon Alexa or Google Home to smart lights, thermostats, and security cameras, these devices make daily life easier and safer. Imagine a smart home where you don't have to get up to turn off the lights, or one that reminds you to take your medication when it's time. Health monitoring devices. Things like wearable fitness trackers or emergency response systems, think medical alert bracelets, can provide peace of mind. They monitor everything from heart rate and sleep patterns to fall detection, alerting caregivers or family members if something goes wrong. Telemedicine. No need to leave the house for every appointment. With telemedicine, doctors and nurses can monitor vital signs remotely and even provide consultations over video call. This reduces the need for frequent trips to the doctor, which is especially important for seniors with mobility issues. So why is this such a great solution? Independence. Technology lets elderly individuals remain in their own homes without feeling like they're constantly relying on others. They get to keep their space, their memories, and their routines. Cost-effective. By reducing the need for full-time care, aging in place can actually be more affordable in the long run. It's all about using technology to complement the care that family and caregivers can offer. But, as with everything, it's not all easy. The biggest challenge is technology adoption. Many elderly individuals are not tech-savvy, and introducing new devices might feel overwhelming. Family members will often need to step in to assist with setup and support. However, the benefits of using technology to age in place are clear. It's a beautiful blend of independence and support that allows elderly individuals to live comfortably and confidently in their own homes. Part 6. Adult Day Programs, Temporary Care with a Social Focus. Moving on to Adult Day Programs. These are community-based programs designed for elderly individuals who need care or supervision during the day, but don't require full-time institutional care. Think of it as a place where your loved one can go during the day to get a break from isolation and receive care, while you, whether you're a family caregiver or a busy professional, can get a much-needed break too. So, how do adult day programs work? Care and supervision. These programs often offer assistance with basic daily tasks, like eating, bathing, or medication management, while also keeping participants engaged through activities like exercise, art, games, and social interaction. Socialization and mental stimulation. The key here is interaction. For seniors who might be living alone or feeling isolated, these programs offer a chance to meet people, build friendships, and stay active mentally and physically. Many programs also focus on cognitive health, offering activities that help slow the progression of things like dementia or Alzheimer's. Why might this be a good fit? Affordability. Adult day programs are much less expensive than full-time care options. This makes them a cost-effective option for families who don't need 24/7 care, but still want to ensure their loved ones are cared for during the day. Respite for family caregivers. If you're caring for a family member, you know how emotionally and physically draining it can be. Adult day programs give you time to rest, recharge, and attend to your own needs without feeling guilty. But of course, there are challenges. Some seniors might resist the idea of leaving their home or participating in a group activity, and depending on your location, there may not be a day program nearby. But for many, the benefits, both emotional and practical, are well worth it. Part 7. Hiring a personal care assistant, customizable and flexible. Next, let's discuss hiring a personal care assistant, PCA. A personal care assistant is someone you hire to provide customized one-on-one care for your loved one. Whether they need help with daily activities, medication management, or just companionship, a PCA is there to cater to their specific needs. Why would you consider this option? Highly personalized care. Unlike nursing homes or assisted living communities, where care can sometimes feel generalized, a PCA tailors the care to the person they're looking after. They're there for your loved one, providing personalized support based on their preferences, routines, and health needs. Flexibility. You have the option to hire a PCA on a full-time or part-time basis. This flexibility means you can adjust the care as your loved one's needs evolve. Independence. Hiring a PCA allows your loved one to remain in their home, where they're most comfortable, while still receiving the help they need. Cost-effective. While hiring a PCA is still an investment, it's generally less expensive than full-time care in an institutional setting. You only pay for the hours of care your loved one actually needs. However, the challenges are clear. Finding a reliable, trustworthy PCA is crucial. Screening for the right fit can take time and effort. Also, this option requires a level of family involvement to coordinate schedules and ensure care continuity. But when you find the right match, a PCA can make a world of difference, providing both the care your loved one needs and the peace of mind that comes with knowing they're in good hands. Part 8. The role of family and friends, building a network of support. Let's talk about something often overlooked, the role of family and friends. Sometimes the best solution for aging loved ones is right in front of us, in the form of our own families and friends. Building a network of support means everyone pitches in to help care for a senior, whether it's helping with daily tasks, providing companionship, or offering emotional support. Why is this approach so important? Love and emotional bond. No one can take care of your loved one the way you can. The emotional connection between family members creates a level of care that's hard to replicate in any facility. And let's be honest, being surrounded by family offers comfort and peace of mind that a stranger can't provide. Cost-free. Unlike the other options, relying on family and friends can be virtually free. Of course, this is assuming everyone is able and willing to pitch in. It's not always easy, but it's a great way to manage costs. Flexibility. You have control over how and when care is provided. You're in charge of the care schedule and can adjust it to meet the needs of your loved one. But there are challenges too. The responsibility can be emotionally and physically taxing. Caregiver burnout is real, and without careful planning, it can overwhelm one person. Balancing caregiving with other life responsibilities like work and personal life can become complicated. That's why it's essential to build a strong support system, set boundaries, and recognize when professional help might be needed. But when it works, family and friends can provide the most fulfilling, personal, and sustainable care for elderly loved ones. Part 9. Creating a better future for the elderly. As we've explored all of these incredible alternatives to traditional nursing homes, one thing is clear. Aging doesn't have to mean losing independence or joy. There are so many options that allow elderly individuals to thrive, whether it's staying at home with the help of technology, living in a supportive community, or relying on the love and care of family and friends. We need to shift the conversation about aging. It's not about retirement homes or institutional care. It's about creating environments where elderly people feel loved, valued, and empowered. The goal is to build a future where aging is celebrated, not feared. Part 10. Conclusion. The power of connection and choice. To wrap it all up, the key takeaway is simple. Our elderly loved ones deserve better. They deserve to live with dignity, in environments that foster connection, support, and joy. Whether that's in their own home, with a network of loved ones, or in a community that encourages independence. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. but there is a world of options that are not only better than traditional nursing homes, but are more economical, more fulfilling, and more compassionate. So let's make sure we're providing solutions that truly prioritize the happiness, well-being, and independence of our seniors. Because at the end of the day, we all want to age with grace, and with a little bit of love and care, we can make that happen.